Is the bull run over?
Stock markets crashed sharply today, causing a...
Heck is going on down here? I don't know.
All of a sudden here, we started hearing screaming.
Hi all, I am Jason Davis. In this video, I'm planning to explain the basics of stock market. I know so many friends are interested to invest their money in share market. The basic problem I have found, they lack the basic knowledge. They lack the basic understanding about stock market. If you are someone, those who struggle to understand the basics, if you are someone need to learn more about share market, don't worry, this video is for you. I strongly apologize those who are pro investors because this is completely a beginner friendly video. Hope you will understand, and let's move into the video. On a fine day, you're watching your favorite news channel. Suddenly a news comes across. Share market has crashed 10-15% from the top, and the experts are pointing towards a bearish market move. You may not get panic because you may not know more about share market. But at the same time, as a common man perspective, you may think about some basics, right? What is share? What's crashed? How shares are working? So I sorted out some basic doubts of a common man. These are they. What exactly are shares? Why do companies issue shares or IPO? What are stock exchanges? How does the share market work? How do I start investing? How do I know which shares to buy? How much should I invest? Can I lose money in the share market? What if I don't have time to manage my investments? Can I trust the stock market? How do I avoid scams in stock market? Is global events affect the stock market? Let me start with the first point. What exactly is share? Why do companies issue shares to the public? Let me start with a small example. A phenomenon company. It's all started in a tiny pharmacy. A simple experiment. A bubbling liquid that no one knew would change the history. A man, just a chemist, unknowingly created something that would one day dominate the world. Started a small town tonic, quickly gained attention. People loved it, but what happened next? That's the real story. The year was 1886. Inside this small pharmacy, a curious chemist was working on a new formula. He wanted to create something refreshing, something unique. And he did it. But he had no idea what he had just unlocked. The town loved it, and this drink became the local favorite. Here's the catch out here, guys. Our chemist, he was not a businessman. He just had the right recipe, but does not have the vision. That's where our next characters comes in. In 1891, a businessman saw the opportunity. He knew this wasn't just another drink. This could be something big. So he made a move for just $2,300. He bought the formula. Sounds like small price, right? Just wait. He took what was a small local brand in a small area and he turned that business into an international brand. He gave a name, he gave a logo, and importantly, he gave a vision. By the 1990s, this brand was no longer just a local drink. It was spreading city by city, state by state, but there was a problem. Money. Expansion required great amount of capital. That's where the name comes in place. Shares. In 1919, the company made bold decision. It went public. It offered shares to investors through an initial public offering, or called IPO. But why do companies do this? IPO is how a private company raises money by selling ownership share to the public. Investors buy these shares betting on the company's future success. If the company grows, their investment grows. It was not just growing, it was exploded. Today, this drink is everywhere. In over 200 countries, consumed more than 1.9 billion times a day. Do you guess the company, guys? Yes, this is the story of Coca-Cola. Today, the market capitalization of Coca-Cola is 278 billion US dollars and estimated net income is 10.71 billion US dollars. How Coca-Cola's shareholders' ownership has changed or evolved over time. I would like to classify the ownership structure in four different stages. 1886, it has founded by the founder. 1887, it has purchased by another businessman. In 1919, it did his first IPO. And the last stage, I would say, the current position. So this is the first stage. In 1886, Dr. John Stith Pemberton, an Atlanta pharmacist, created the original Coca-Cola formula. At this inception stage, he held 100% ownership of the product. So we can conclude 100% of the shares held by a single person called Dr. John Stith Pemberton. When we look into the next stage, we can see that Asa Griggs Cadler, I strongly believe I pronounced in the right way. So he purchased Coca-Cola in the year 1889. Cadler became the sole owner, holding 100% of the company. Again, we can see that in the second stage of ownership, a single person holding 100% of the company. That means 100% of the shares are held by a single person, called as a Griggs Cadler. In 1919, the Coca-Cola company was sold to a group of investors led by Ernest Woodruff for 25 million US dollars. Subsequently, the company went public. In the public offering, ownership was distributed among numerous shareholders, with no single entity holding 100% of ownership. Instead of that, the Ernest Woodruff, that group has held 50% of the shares, and the rest 50% retail investors and other institutions. That means if a Coca-Cola had 100 shares, 50 shares held by the Ernest Woodruff and the rest 50 shares bought by the public. When we look into the current ownership structure, we can see that Coca-Cola company, nobody hold more than 10% share. The top shareholder is Berkshire Hathaway Inc. The next top shareholder is Vanguard Fiduciary Trust Company, and the third is BlackRock Advisory LLC Limited, and they hold 5.56%, and the rest all hold less than 5% share. See how the ownership has evolved over time for Coca-Cola. I strongly believe that from this example, you would have understand how a share evolved from the inception of a company to a current stage. I strongly believe that you understand what is a share and why do companies issue initial public offering. So today's learning, guys, what is a share? What exactly is a share and why do companies do initial public offering or IPO? A share is a unit of ownership in a company. An IPO, initial public offering, is when a private company first sells share to the public to raise money. Companies do IPO to fund growth, increase visibility, provide liquidity for existing shareholders. This all happen in one place called stock market. People buy share, people sell share, and that will determine the price of a share and ultimately the value of a company. You need to know more about stock market and how stock market works. Stay tuned for my next video. I strongly believe that this will create a fundamental value in you as a beginner in stock market.